Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jana J. I go by J. Today's video is going to be on June 25th, 2019. Our daily bread. It is only 6 more months until Christmas. I love it. Yes, I'm so excited. And it's just, I love the time of year. Love the time of year. But in today's reading, I'm going to be really honest. I've already made the video and I'm redoing it because I was going back and I messed up on describing the different comparisons, and I thought, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to accept that because I would be confused. It's like, what's she talking about? In today's reading, I'm going to read to you about a situation that it happens in everyday life, and there's something that I've always mentioned to you during my videos to be aware of. So when it's like, what is she getting at? Jay, what are you getting at? Today is going to be more of a situation of knowing from the good side and the bad side, and knowing the difference and recognizing it and knowing what to do, the opposite of it. But today's reading, I'm going to read it to you, and I noticed the glasses gave up a horrible glare, so I'm going to try to read this without it. Yeah, you know that whole 50 thing? Getting 50 years plus a lot of glitter? It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening, and it's okay. The story of the reading today, or the title, is Vanity on Fire. In February 14th, 1990... let me start over. In February 1497, a monk, an Italian monk named Girolamo Cerulloa, not sure if I even slaughtered that, and if I did, I deeply apologize. He started a fire. Leading up to this, he and his followers spent several months collecting items that they thought might entice people to sin or neglect their religious duties, including artwork, cosmetics, instruments, and dress. On the appointed day, 1,000 of vanity items were gathered at the public square in Florence, Italy, and set on fire. The event has become known as the bonfire of the vanities. He might have found an inspiration for his extreme actions in some shocking statements from the Sermon on the Mount. If your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away, said Jesus. And if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. But if we interpret Jesus' words literally, we might miss the point of this message. The entire message in this lesson on going deeper than the surface, to focus on the state of our hearts rather than blaming behavior on external distractions and temptations. The bonfire of vanities made a great show of destroying belongings and works of art, but it's unlikely that the hearts of those involved were changed in the process. Only God can change a heart. That's why they prayed, "Create in me a pure heart, O God." It's our hearts that count. It's our heart that counts, if I can read that right. Wow. That guy took on his own self to destroy all of that artwork, instruments, cosmetics, and dresses. The questions for today are, what behaviors or distractions might be on your list of vanities? what behaviors or distractions might be on your list of vanities? That's a tough one. Not tough, it's just... And the second question is, how do you try to manage them? I guess the way I'm going to answer the first question, and I know how I'm going to answer the first question, is what behaviors or distractions might be on your list of vanities? I have 7 sins that I'm going to say, and then give like a short description of them, and then and how I try to manage them. Remember, you're human. You are human. And you do make mistakes. I make mistakes every single day. And I learn from them. I try to, at least. And one thing is recognizing and knowing the 7 sins. And the reason why I stress this is for the fact that that is the negative wanting to work through you for you to be disengaged of the importance of knowing who is in control. God. Number 1 of the deadly sins is lust. Lust is a strong passion or longing, especially for sexual desires. Lust. You know, you hear like The Bachelorette last night. Oh my goodness. If anyone else watching that, Luke P is really driving me crazy. He is lusting after her. And the reason why I say the lust is because of his behavior, his insecurities, how he's not seeing her as an individual. He's seeing her as an object, and he's hiding behind the word. Oh my goodness. I had just used a television show, a reality show for that. Knowing the difference between lust and love is unconditionally. Is it a temporary fix? Number 2, gluttony. Gluttony is an excessive and ongoing eating of food or drink. One thing that I really want to stress is that when they say food or drink, when they say drink, the first thing that came to my mind was alcohol. And I cannot stress this more than anything. Alcoholism is a disease. It is very powerful, but it is a wicked demon that works through people that is dealing with trauma or guilt or insecurities or something that's happening in their lives. They have that gluttony to wear that mask and hide behind the alcohol or the food. It's before you judge, you have to look at an individual and think, I wonder, and don't judge, I guess I'm trying to say, is what's creating this behavior? Why are they going through why are they drinking the way they're drinking, and why are they eating the way they're eating? Okay. Greed. Number 3 for the 7 sins is greed. Greed is an excessive pursuit of material goods. You know, I remember, you can hear him in the background, I love him, Coco. I can remember in my first marriage, and I was making some very unwise decisions, and that was spending money I didn't have. And I was masking a pain and carrying that mask and buying things I did not need. I was buying excessively at stuff that I didn't need, and it was like even from thrift shops, because I was trying to cover a pain. Sloth. Sloth is an excessive laziness, a failure to act, or a failure to act or utilize one's talent. I know when you get into a depression or a difficult time in your life, you just become numb and you just don't want to deal with it anymore, so you lay around and you get absorbed with the TV, or if you get absorbed with the internet, or if you get absorbed with, you know, a form of a object, that it blocks out that pain or the trueness of what's causing it. If that makes sense. So, and not utilizing your talents. I mean, in today's society, we are so consumed with social media. I have myself gotten caught up in that, and I'm trying to utilize my social media for a positive direction. I try my hardest not to go negative, but I try to uplift, empower, and validate. Those are my 3 keys. So in the past, what I was doing as sloth is I was just surfing. You know, you take your phone, I don't know where I put my phone. You take your phone and you're just looking, you're on Facebook, you're just seeing what people are posting. Oh, they're having a tough day. They're doing good. Oh, yeah. You're escaping. You're not utilizing your talent. Number 5, wrath. Wrath is the 7th sin. It's stronger. It's a strong anger and hate toward another person. Ooh. There was a time not very long ago that I was using wrath. Wrath was all around me. And that is when, why did this happen to me, God? Why did he act that way towards me? Why is this happening? Why? And I'm just angry. I don't like it. I don't like them. They're just a bad person. They're ugly. And what I mean by ugly as not a good person. They're just not, yeah. Wrath. And you would love to see karma, and you would love to be there to see karma get them. Wrath. Number 6, envy. Envy is an intense desire to have an item that someone else possesses. Ooh. I fall into that, and the way I fall into the envy is my camera gear. I always felt at the time, I don't anymore, is that I needed the bigger and the best camera. I need the expensive camera to produce the best photo, and I've had to learn I had a rude awakening, and it was with my very first camera that I got, that Ray had purchased for me from a Salvation Army store, I think it was, and it was Jana. It was my Canon SX20i, I think it was. I don't even know the abbreviation, but that camera is what helped me learn my true passion, what I really, really enjoy. I always loved trying to capture the unspoken voice. to give it a voice. Envy. I thought, like I stated, I gotta have the best computer, I have the best camera, I gotta have the best lenses, but I'm gonna tell you something. It's who the person is that's able to utilize the tools to bring the best out of it. It's ugly. A lot of people, especially being female, being almost 50 years old, a lot of gray hair, and believe me, I have stretch marks that could make the maps look like nothing. Should cosmetic surgery, coloring of, yeah, there's a lot of things, and the thing that I've had to come to terms with is that accept me for who I am, battle marks and all, because I'm a warrior. Pride. Pride is an excessive view of oneself without regards of others. Ooh, this pride makes me sick. And the reason why I say this I think this is an example. And the example is, you see in these parents, because it happens both on male and female, they want to have the best kid, to do the best in sports, because they're living through them, so they're prideful for their kid, and they'll do anything for that kid. Just like the situation with the news, with these actresses and actors, or even everyday people who buy their kids into colleges. That's prideful, because it's what's going to look like on the outside. You know what? The community college is as good as the best college out there. It really depends on how you are taking the information. How do I put it? This individual, this monk, had destroyed so much beautiful art and instruments that made beautiful music and makeup and dresses. He was hitting on the female, thinking males, Just joking. It's choice. It's free choice. You have free choice. So in the 7 deadly sins, I really want you to think about which one is affecting you in everyday life. What are you being attacked at? Is it lust? And if it is lust, what's the opposite? What can you do to be that change? And the opposite is going to be self-control, controlling passion, and having energy good for people. Have self-control. It's difficult when you have low self-esteem and you need to feel needed and wanted, and you will do anything for a temporary band-aid just to feel good. Self-control. Believe me, it is the most rewarding thing you can give yourself. It is so rewarding. I have been guilty of lust. I now today have self-control. When I go shopping, I put in my head, do I need this or do I want this? Do I need as in self-control, or do I want for lust? Number 2, gluttony. It's an excessive eating and drinking. So the opposite of that I had done is managing my health care. I had developed fatty liver disease. I had to control my eating, no alcohol. I had to find out what I was needing to bring my non-alcoholic fatty liver numbers down. I had to have temperance. thinking that's how you pronounce it. I had to be implanting my desires to be healthy. I had to put the desires in a positive direction. I had to make sure I'm making myself fit and to serve others. Greed. Greed is, like I stated, is an excessive pursuit of material items. The opposite of greed. If you feel you're running into and being attacked, that you are a greedy individual, what you can do to counteract that situation, to move in a positive direction, is charity cures greed by putting the desires to help others above storing up treasures for oneself. That you know what, being a servant in your community, helping out in a homeless kitchen, or in a kitchen, I shouldn't say homeless, I mean, yeah, in a kitchen, or in a animal shelter, or in a, you know, anything to assist and to serve the community, is the opposite of greed. Why is one grateful? Is that to be, what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to control? So I really feel the 7 sins so far have been working behind this monk. Sloth. Sloth is the excessive laziness or failure to act and utilize one's talent. The opposite of that is going to be diligence, or zeal cures slothlessness by placing the interests of others above a life of ease and relaxation. Pay it forward. Put someone up needs before yours. This is, and when I say to you at the end of my videos, be good to yourself, be good to others kind of situation, yes, but, and then I'm telling you, well, don't put your needs first. You have to fill your cup. You have to fill your cup. But you have to recognize where your talents are. What can you be utilized or used to help others and to help yourself? Wrath. Number 5. Wrath is a strong anger or hate toward another person. And the opposite of that is patience cures wrath by one first understanding the needs and desires of others before acting and speaking. That is so tough. But you know what? I have learned this and I'm so humbled and grateful for this, because I was angry at one time, like I had stated. I was so angry. But I learned to be patient and understand that this is a journey, and I don't become angry. The actions that happen to me, it's because of what was working behind them. Choice. Free choice. It's choice. Envy. Envy is an intense desire to have an item or that someone else possesses. And the difference of that, the opposite of that, is kindness cures envy by placing the desire to help others above the needs to supersedes them. If you go to the store, if you go to the gas station and you're going to go get that Slurpee or that Coke, that extra large, 32 ounce or 42 ounce of 79 cents, buy an extra candy bar and give it to the person behind you or to the cashier. Pay it forward. If you're driving down the road and you see someone holding a sign, don't judge. Grab a water, grab a cookie or crackers that you bought out of a box of, you have those peanut butter crackers, a package of 6 for $2.50 at Walmart. Grab one of those and give them to the gentleman when you are at a stoplight and say, here you go. I don't know what your community is like, but we have a lot of people who are needing assistance. And I don't have money. but I can give them what I can give them. Number 7, pride. Pride is an excessive view of one's self without regard of others. So the opposite side is humility. Cures pride by removing one's ego, boastfulness, therefore allowing the attitude of a service. Being humble. Humble yourself. Be humble, because it is so rewarding. You're able to see the whole picture. Just not this, everything. I am not perfect. I will never ever say that I am perfect. Ever. Because I want to learn every day. And if I'm perfect, I'm not learning. And I just get stagnant. I get sloth. I get gluttony. I get vain. I get, prideful. Think about becoming humble. Now, the thing is that the 7 sins is sort of like a game book I'm giving you. What is she talking about? Football. I don't know if any of you guys like football. I love football. I love football. It can be any sport. I think basketball, and I think probably basketball does. But you have a game book. And in that game book, you have what position you need, or what position you are, what hole you need to go into. Like if you're a defensive lineman and you're in the back, and you need to know, make sure what hole you need to go in to go get the quarterback or the running back. You got to study that game book. You got to study that game book. You got to know if they're going in this direction, if this action is happening, what am I needing to stop that action? If gluttony is happening, if I see someone's excessively drinking, what's going on? What's the opposite of that? It's going to be wanting to make myself healthy. So in everyday life, believe it or not, you have a game book. We don't think about it as a game book, but it is your game book. You know, if you're dealing with one of those 7 sins, and what I'm needing to counteract to remove that negative energy or negative thing out of my life, so I can live a very rewarding life with God. This is your game book. This is your game book. These are your lessons that you need to learn. These are the positions you need to learn. These are the line drives you need to learn. The thing about it is, how many quarters are you going to have? How many halves are you going to have? How many timeouts are you going to have? So in today's reading, you have this Christian from Italy who made a decision for everybody to take things out of their life. But that isn't going to change one's behavior. Who's going to change it is allowing God in your life to have faith, which is a gift from Him, to love yourself. You're human. You're going to have insecurities. That's okay. Recognize them and build on them, meaning transform them in a positive direction. Don't allow the 7 sins win. Don't allow it. So how do you manage them? You manage them with this. The Bible. It's the game book. Just letting you know. It's an amazing. So today's prayer, it states, Dear Lord, please give me the grace to surrender my heart to you and yield my life vanities to purify fire of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And today's little saying, it states, create in me a pure heart, O God. I guess that would be something you need to think about. Which ones are those 7 sins are you dealing with? Are you battling? And recognizing them, and then counteracting them with a positive. Believe me, It is a load off your shoulders. And when you're confronting something like this, something negative, don't point fingers. Don't be judgmental. What is working through them and why? You don't have to know everything, but know something could be triggering them, could be a trauma, it could be, that something bad had happened to them for them to be doing what they're doing. So give them love. So on that note, love yourself first and foremost. Be good to yourself, be good to others, for we just don't know what part of their journey they're on. I love you. I really do, and I am so appreciative, more than you ever know, and I'm so humbled by the 2 new subscribers. Thank you. I'm humbled. So, we'll see you in tomorrow's video, the next reading of Our Daily Bread. 6 more months till Christmas. I love you. And, again, I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. We'll see you soon.